Hello, everyone. Hello. It is Sunday. Welcome to another live with Kathy Michelle. And it's almost 3. Well, it just hit 3 o'clock. So, for anyone who is not familiar with who I am, I'm Kathy Michelle, and I help educators to learn how they can use their experiences with teaching and mix those together with some savvy business skills so they can create a side hustle, and that way they can have multiple streams of income, because we all need more than one stream of income. So many people don't realize that these millionaires and billionaires and all these people out there making all this money, they don't have just one job. They don't have just one source of income. They probably have 5, 6, 7 different sources of income, whether it be, stocks and real estate and, things like that. They have money coming in from all different areas. So I'm here to help educators, but you don't have to be an educator to get the information. It's good for everybody. But I've been an educator for over 25 years now, and I know the struggles that we as educators go through, making that extra money stretch for a whole month and all that stuff. So I focus in on educators because I know there's a need there. And nobody really talks about, helping out educators. They want to say this and say that, yeah, we should, but nothing really happens. So that's where I felt like there was a gap in the market for someone to help other people create the business dreams that they want to have. Okay. So I'm going to give just a couple more minutes for Facebook to notify folks that I'm here live and in person from Los Angeles, California. And as you join in, please say hello. Let me know where you're from. If you're an educator, let me know what you teach or what part of the educating realm that you're in. Maybe you're an administrator or so on, something like that. And I'm just going to check my sound. So I like to check my sound just to make sure that I'm not the only one that can hear me. So let me check on my phone real quick.
Something like that.
Yep. I can hear me loud and clear. So good. The sound is good. The lighting looks pretty good. It's a beautiful day in Los Angeles. A little chilly, I have my little winter clothes, for LA, winter clothes, nice little shawl. Got my hat on. Didn't feel like doing my hair today. It's just one of those weekends where, I'm on vacation and I washed it, but I didn't curl it or anything. So I was like, I'll just throw a hat on today. So excuse the little hat, but I like my little hat. It's still cute. So I'm sporting a hat today because I just did not feel like doing all the curling and stuff of hair this Sunday. I had good intentions to get up and go to church and, do a few errands, but somehow things got sidetracked. I end up watching the service online. Isn't that the wonderful thing about online? I can just watch the service from my laptop. So that's what I did. I watched the service from my laptop with my hair not combed and just kicking it in bed. So excuse the hat today, but it just wasn't that kind of a hair day. Okay. So we're going to get started. Remember to say hello. Let me know where you're from, where you're watching from, and what you do if this is your first time watching me on Facebook Live. So today's topic is, are you ready to push that easy button? And I know you're probably thinking, what do you mean by the easy button? What? There is no easy button. Let me tell you, I know if you're a first-time entrepreneur, or maybe you're a beginning entrepreneur, I know the struggles that you've gone through. I've been an entrepreneur for 10 years now, and I have been up and down with different businesses, home-based, mobile businesses, brick and mortar, direct sales marketing business, you name it, I pretty much have tried it out. So I know all the different frustrations that people go through when you're trying to figure things out by yourself, okay? That's the point of this. Why do it by yourself, okay? If you're frustrated, you're still trying to figure out a business idea, don't try and figure it out by yourself, get some support, Your extended family and friends. If you're frustrated and confused about what's the next step, once you pick your idea, then what do? Are you frustrated wondering, okay, how am I going to juggle my full-time job and this new side hustle? I've been there. I've done that. Okay. There's ways and techniques you can do to weave it in and still be there for your full-time job and not be like, oh, she's slacking because she got a side business. No, there's a way to juggle it all. Or if you're still unclear about marketing or branding, all those different things that come into play when you start a business, because you have to have all these things in place when you want to start a business. So first of all, stop trying to figure it out everything on your own. That's the number one thing. Don't try and figure it out on your own. Not only are you going to keep getting mad at yourself, like I was getting mad at myself for not following through, not getting the domain name, not, following through to find out the law or permit on something. So stop doing that. Stop trying to figure it out on your own, because more than likely you're going to give up and throw in the towel, and all your dreams and goals are going to be tossed aside as well because you're trying to do it alone. Because I've been there, right? I have tried a business before and was like, oh, I don't know what to do next. So I just gave up. Or I tried another business and I wasn't sure how to market, do any kind of ads and stuff. So I tossed it aside and gave up. So first thing, stop trying to do it alone. Just stop, okay? So there's 3 people that you need in your life when you're doing a business or a side hustle business, whatever else you're doing on the side. You need at least minimum of 3 people in your life, okay? So this is the time to take some notes, pen and paper, whatever you need. These 3 people should be part of your side hustle circle. And that's why I created my private Facebook group, the Side Hustle Circle, because I know people need that support, okay? So you might, whatever you decide, you don't want to join a Facebook group or whatever, but you might need to have it in your own immediate family or your own immediate community, okay? So you need to have a circle of people, okay? So the first kind of person you need to have in your life is a like-minded thinker, okay? So this is somebody pretty much at your level, same thinking. You might have a coworker, but girl, I'm tired of teaching too. Yeah, me too. So you guys are at the same point. You're not necessarily both starting a business yet, or maybe you are both starting. Just whoever it is, it has to be someone who's thinking the same as you, knowing that you want to spread your wings and start a business. Okay, you need somebody like that, at least one person. Hopefully more, but at least one. The second kind of person that you need to have in your life is a proactive person who is going after what they want, okay? So they might be 1, 2, maybe 3 steps ahead of you, okay? So they're the ones that you turn around and be like, dang, she's doing that again? What? She just did that. Now she's doing this. You need that person in your life because that is someone who's showing you what the next step looks like, okay? That's the next step. So once you are that person who's, like thinking about, starting a business and you're around other people who are thinking about a business, you need to also have somebody in your life or more than one person in your life that's actually taking the next step and not just sitting in a pity circle saying, woe is me, I want to start a business, but we're just going to sit there and be pity partners, saying, yeah, amen, that. No, you also need somebody who's going to be that, leader of showing you like, look, this is what you got to do next. I was like you a month ago. Now here I am 2, 3, 4 steps ahead of you doing this. Now I have my, copyright. Now I have my trademark for this. Now I just learned that I need to go to school for 6 weeks to get a certificate in that. That's the other kind of person you need. Like I said, minimum 3 people, but it could be 4, 5, 6 people, okay? The next person that you need in your life is someone who is there to help you or guide you to that destination. So that person is at pretty much the end game of whatever you want to do. So they're at that end game level. So let's say you want to be a health coach, okay? So that person is someone who is already coaching people. You see them at the park, you see them at the little track area, and they have 3 or 4 clients already, and they are doing their side hustle. So you need to have at least, like I said, 1, hopefully more people in your life that are actually at that next level where they are actually doing what you want to do, okay? So that is the person who you can go to for help. That is the person that you will get to guide you, have them mentor you, have them coach you, whether it's a friend or family member or coworker or a stranger. It could be a stranger, okay? But if you approach them and be like, hey, I would like to pay you to teach me how you became a health coach, or I want to pay, this barber to teach me how to do, these haircuts or whatever, an apprenticeship type thing. You need that person in your life, because if that's where you aspire to be, then you need to follow what they're doing. You need to listen to all the steps that they took to get there. You need to have them guide you and show you, this is step 1, this is step 2, this is step 3, okay? So recap, you need to have 3 people minimum in your life that will help you get out of this rut of being mad at yourself for not doing anything because you just, for whatever reason, got frustrated with figuring things out on your own. You don't know what to do next. You don't know how to market and do ads and social media. And so you just kind of giving up, or you keep on saying you're going to do it, but you're not. All that because you're trying to do it by yourself. So this is how you stop. This is what I did. This is exactly what I did. This is how you stop being mad at yourself for not moving ahead. Number 1, surround yourself with someone who is like-minded, someone who also, hey Carrie, someone who also wants to become an entrepreneur. It doesn't have to be the same business, but it needs to be, someone who's interested in taking another step towards, creating their business. The second person you need to have in your life is someone who is 2 or 3 steps ahead of you, okay? So that is the person who is on the weekend doing their vendor event, okay? They might have started their business, 2-3 months ago, and now they're doing a vendor event, okay? Or they said they were going to start their business this summer, and they did. You need to have that person in your life as a motivator to see what to do next, okay? And then the third person you need to have in your life is someone who is already doing what you want to do, okay? So that person is at the, the higher level, 5 steps ahead of the second person. So they already have their business up and running. They are helping or serving other people or coaching other people or mentoring other people. If you want to be a hairdresser, you need to go into a shop and have somebody show you how to do a perm or a weave or whatever it is that you're trying to learn how to do. Because if you're going to try and understand that business, you need to hear it from the horse's mouth. Exactly what's going on. What is their schedule like? What is their revenue like? You might find that, hey, running a hair salon is a lot of work. You might find that having an auto mechanic shop is a lot of work. You might have to take a different approach, okay, to get to where you want to be. It might not be an instant brick and mortar business, which I don't suggest, okay? Like I said, I've had home business, mobile business, brick and mortar. Your brick and mortar is going to eat up your profit. So that's not the first thing you want to do when you start a business, okay? That's fine for long term, but when you start a business, you don't want anything to eat up your profits, because then you lose your momentum. Then you got to work twice as hard because you got rent to pay and all the other things that come with it, and sewer bills and electricity. So many things come up when you have a brick and mortar business. So I always suggest start simple, keep it simple, scholars, KISS, K-I-S-S, keep it simple, scholars, so that you can see the progress, see some revenue coming in without having to put out a bunch of money before you even get started your first year of having a business, okay? So stick with a home base or online or some kind of mobile first, master that, before you even think about going into brick and mortar type business, unless you have a partner maybe who's done a brick and mortar business before, or a partner who has the money already to come in and handle all the extra expenses and things like that. Because if you come in out the gate trying to do a brick and mortar business and you've never had a business before and you don't know the ins and outs of how things go, you're going to be a little deflated unless you have the best, cupcakes in the world and you need that the brick and mortar business to, sell your cupcakes. But now you can sell stuff out of your house. Everything is so much easier now. The laws have changed. So many things have changed to make it easier. So online, I have somebody who I'm Facebook friends with, and she sells desserts in Washington, D.C., and she posts all these pictures of her dessert. I'm tempted to buy it, and have it sent over because it looks so good. Her marketing is so well, and she does, send her food out all across the United States. So you don't have to have a brick and mortar to be an entrepreneur. There's so many different avenues, and I'm going to show you some other things that I've done to be an entrepreneur where it doesn't require me to have a brick and mortar business. I run it from my laptop, just like I'm doing this Facebook Live. I'm running my business from my laptop. I don't need a brick and mortar business, okay? So that's just something to think about, those three people. And for me, I have always had those three people and more, right? I have my sister, I have my niece, and my cousins and co-workers, and I have you guys. You guys are part of the tribe that helps me with all my business aspirations. So it's kind of like, I always think about when I grew up and I was in this church where they always had this big banner behind the choir at the front of the church, and it always said, each one teach one. And, as a kid, you just reading stuff around the room, whatever. But I really didn't understand that until I became a coach. I'm like, oh, I get it. When I coach teachers, I'm not just giving information. No, I'm gaining information that helps me become a better coach as well. Because the interaction that I have with each teacher that I coach or mentor, I gain experience, skills, like a Rolodex of, ways to work with teachers in different areas, work with teachers who have this kind of class versus this kind of class, to work on this side of the, school and this. So it's a win-win thing. We're each learning from each other. So don't be like, oh no, she's this, she's that, she got this kind of business, I don't want to. You have to have a tribe of people around you to elevate you to the next level. That's just how it works. You cannot do it alone. You will burn out and give up and throw in the towel just like that. And that for some of you, that's why it has taken you so long to start your business, because you're trying to do it all by yourself. You have to have a tribe of people around you. You have to become hey Andrea, you have to become a student again. We're educators, but it's time to become a student again. I didn't just, wake up one day and know how to be a coach. No, I had training. I had training on my job because I'm a coach on my job as an instructional coach. I had cognitive coaching training, So I have learned how to talk to teachers and have them reflect on what they did in the classroom without just telling them exactly what you should do, kind of thing. So I took that information and transferred it over to my side hustle business, where I am trying to serve people, help people, guide people along the way for something that I've been doing for 10 years. Some people might be brand new. Some people might be a year in, 2 years. Some people could be 15, 20 years of having a business. But I want to be able to serve everyone with my information. So it's not something that you do overnight. I have to invest in myself. So that's another way to stop doing things by yourself. Get help. Investment. I have studied lessons and programs from 2 different coaches, okay? So these coaches taught me how to create, digital products. The ones that I have on my website, the ones that I have on Teachable. These coaches taught me how to do Facebook Lives. I mean, I did them before my other direct sales business when I had selling jewelry, but when I did a coaching program, they also taught me, here's, make sure you do this, make sure you do that. So it's one of those things where you have to be open to learning. You have to be open to becoming a student again and learning that craft, because if you're just going to sit back on your computer and think you're going to get everything you need by yourself, it's going to take you forever. Trust me. Been there, done that. Where I've said every year I'm going to start a business, and 2-3 years later, I still hadn't started a business because I never got to the next step of seeking help, getting someone who can guide me through the process, telling me, here's a prime example. One of my businesses, I have a box of 500 cards over there, business cards. I probably used about 20 of them, okay? Because I thought, oh, I have a business now. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get a business card with my this and that. And I'm going to be, no, that's not the next thing you do. Once you have your idea, you have to go to the next step of, okay, let me narrow down my niche. Let me look at the market. Who am I marketing this to? Okay, now let me look at, okay, how do I give a sensational offer, whatever it is you're selling? Or how do I make my product look, awesome? You have to work on so many other things before you get to the fun stage of, business card. And people really don't really use that many business cards anymore. It's more digital. People just, let me take a picture of your card. Boom. Or let me just get your number and I'll text you. Okay. So that whole old school way of business, I mean, yeah, if you're doing a workshop and you have, like I did a workshop, I can't remember, a few months back, and I had my business card in the folder, it's good for that kind of thing. But for the most part, business cards are not really, people don't really use them anymore. But me not knowing how to go through the process and steps of starting a business, I went from idea to business card. Skipped over all the parts about marketing and what I need to focus on and the next step and how do I make a transformation. I skipped over all those steps. And that's why I have 500 business cards just sitting there, not doing that business anymore, because I didn't take the time to learn and get mastery in that skill. It's like, it's one thing to have a skill. It's another to master that skill. Just like teaching, we started year one. We didn't know anything. Come on. We didn't know what we were doing first year teaching. I know I was ready to quit. Until it took a year, another year. Oh, okay, somebody came in and told you, well, don't do that, do this. Okay, you got to have the kids lined up this way or they're going to be all over the place. So it takes time to master, a skill. And that's the same thing with business. You don't jump from one thing over to the end thing and think that's going to work for your business, okay? So I want you to think about that. Let me make sure I'm not forgetting anything on my notes. I have watched a lot of YouTube videos. I have watched a lot of seminars. I've gone to a few seminars. So you really have to be open to getting all the information that you can so that you can be, the best you can with your side hustle business. And if for whatever reason you try it and you realize this is not what you don't, want to do, it's okay. Just restart. It's okay to push the restart button and try again. Okay. So don't get down on yourself if you like, oh, okay, I did it. And then you actually get into, I don't know, let's say being a health coach and you realize you don't really like being a health coach, but you might like doing something else. You might like writing about healthy lifestyles. So you might become an author. So don't get discouraged if you follow through with something and then realize it's not for you. That's a good thing because that's just building your repertoire of information on how businesses go, and you use that information so that you can carry it over to the side hustle that you really, are passionate about. That's the main thing. You have to be passionate about whatever your side hustle is. And I kind of break that down in my online class, and we go through, I give like a little template and everything that shows you how to really figure out, is this for you? Is this something that you're passionate about? So it just kind of breaks it down I try to make it real simple and easy as possible so it doesn't take you 6 months, to figure out what you want your side hustle business. I just break it down step by step. So let me go over real quick about what that is. So the Brainstorm to Business is my online class, and I go through different parts of the process to get your side hustle off the ground so you're no longer frustrated with not moving ahead. So in the module number 1, I go over having a clear vision, like I mentioned, making sure you learn how to do strategic brainstorming. Okay, there's one, simple kind of brainstorming, and then there's strategic that pinpoints your kind of pain points so you know exactly where you're headed. And then module 2, I do a motivational mindset to make sure you know the who, the what, the when, the where, the how you're going to figure all this stuff out. Module 3, the essential ABCs, so you know that this is the next step. And then this is the next step, your offer, your transformation, your consumer avatar, okay? You have to know who your fictitious client will be with whatever business you start. And I show you how to break that down to figure out who your consumer avatar is. And then I go into effective time management so that you know that you can do this and have a full-time job. Like I said, my sister and I, we had a full-time job and had a full-time brick and mortar business. Okay, and we still, even though we had a brick and mortar business, we still did events and stuff off, kind of like off campus when things came up. It was just, hey, we had to do what we had to do because we had a rent to pay. Brick and mortar business, you can't just stop and say, I'm tired, I don't feel like it. No, you have rent to pay. So you got to get up, get out, and do what you got to do. So I show you in my time management module, that's module 4, of how you can slip in time during your lunch, slip in time, when everybody's gone to bed, 10 o'clock at night. That's when you start finding your quiet time to work on your business. And you'll see that you will build and build and build and build. And then by the end of the month, you're like, wow, I've done all this work to build my business. Why would you stop? You're going to keep on going because you see that you do have time to work on your business. You do have time to run your business. So I break that down. And then in module 5, the hobby versus hustle plan, I make sure you understand that you got to make sure that whatever business you pick, you got to make sure it's going to make money. What revenue is going to bring in that money? You have to start from the end in mind. So if you're looking to make $1,000 extra per month, you start with $1,000 and you work your way back. Okay, how many clients do I have to have each month to make $1,000? So that's how you set your price. Everybody's kind of, scared to set their price too high. I was just talking to my niece and she's doing an event and she was kind of scared to set her price, high for her age group. She's only 23, but she has to realize that if you want to make a certain amount of money, you have to set your price accordingly. This is it. I mean, people pay to get their hair done and nails done and, go on little, Vegas vacations and all this stuff. People have the money. They will pay for what they want. They will pay for what's important to them. So make sure you're not setting your prices too low or maybe too high to where you just, blowing people out of the water, charging $2,000 for a 10-minute class, something like that. It's just kind of like, if you're a health coach or something like that, you got to look at your competitors. You don't want to be too high. You definitely don't want to be too low, but check your competitors. And so I go over that in module 5. Then module 6, I work on making sure you have narrowed down your niche. There's, mega niches, there's, consumer niches and business niches, and I kind of break all that stuff down. And then finally, the fun stuff, the branding part, that's in module 7, where you learn how to brand yourself, okay? There's a certain formula that you need to follow to brand yourself. You don't just say, okay, it's going to be called, cake, it's like, well, what does the market look like? Is there somebody else already with brand name cake, You have to look at that. Domain names, you have to look at that. Color scheme, fonts, all those things kind of make or break. I mean, like, look at this little sign back here Urban Farm Girl, I love the sign because it just fit who I aspire to be, even though I've never lived on a farm. It fits who I aspire to be. The color scheme was what I wanted, the little black and white chalk kind of thing. So you have to figure out what your buyers are attracted to. They might not like hot pink, so you may not want to use that for your branding, but it could be for 20-something-year-olds. They might love hot pink. So those are the kind of things we go over in the branding. And then the final module, module 8, is the marketing plan. Huge, because if you've gotten to that point to where you're ready to market your business, you got to know some stuff, okay? You got to know how social media works. When is the best time to post? When is the worst time? What is your analytics for the people that are attracted to your business? Are they men? Are they women? Are they 25? Are they 55? That's the kind of marketing plan you have to kind of map out before you launch. And that's all in module 8. And then the bonuses, I have 2 bonuses. It's a checklist. So when that you're ready to launch, you can go through the checklist and see, do I have this? Do I have this? Okay, now I'm ready to launch. And then I have a resource list. Love this resource list. Do I have it here? It's somewhere. So I have this resource list. I went through painstakingly and listed all these different media platforms that I use, MailChimp and Squarespace and Stripe and PayPal and all these different platforms. You won't believe how many things. I mean, literally every week they're coming out with something new and better. So by the time, I will probably end up updating it by, within another 3 months, and which is easy on Teachable, because you just go in and you just upload a new copy, which is so cool. But for getting started, I give you up like 40 different resources of how you can get started with your business. If you want to do an ebook, I tell you, here's a website to go to create your ebook. You want to do autoresponder, I give you a list of places that you can do for free to do the auto. It's so many different things. And a lot of them are free because I like free. I don't like to spend a lot of money if I don't have to. Okay? But for people who are really cool and would like to get started for the new year, I have something special for you. I've added 2 more bonuses, and I also put that code already up there. So until January 6th at midnight, it's 15% off with the secret code. Okay, so the word is secret, and I'm going to type that in just in case anybody doesn't see it at the top. So the code is secret for 15% off. Write that in. And that's good until January 6th at midnight. And like I said, for the first 10, and I'm going to type this in a second, for the first 10 side hustlers, I'm offering 2 more bonuses. So you will get 60 minutes of coaching time with me. You can do it whenever you want, but I'm only doing the first 10 people because, school's about to start back again. And I know, schedule's going to be a little bit more crowded, but the first 10, they will get 60 minutes of coaching time with me free. And then you will also get an extra module, okay? Because I was debating on how many modules should I put. And I was like, okay, let me just keep it at an even 8. But I actually have like a few more. So I'm going to give you 1 more module. And this one takes you behind a little bit more of the marketing part, because I know that's kind of something that a lot of people need, the marketing part. So this one is more marketing help. And it tells you a little bit more of behind the scenes of the things that I do to create a side hustle. So you'll get that too. So only the first 10 side hustlers that sign up before January 6th will get those 2 extra bonuses. Okay, so bonus 3, an hour of coaching time with me whenever you're ready. And then the extra module, bonus module for marketing to help you get through that hard part. And in the 60-minute coaching could be whatever you want. So if you want me to sit with you and show you exactly how I do my ads, or you want to, ask me exactly how do I upload the Amazon books and stuff, it's your time. It's totally your time. So use it whenever you want, okay? So if you have any questions, please put them in the comments. I'm going to I was going to try and share my screen, but I have to end. I have to end the video in order to share my screen, but I was going to show you what it looks like on Teachable. But for those of you who don't know, Teachable is an online platform. You can teach absolutely anything on Teachable. You can charge any price that you want on Teachable, okay? So like my sister, she does flower arrangements. And she was wondering, we were just talking over the weekend, she was wondering if, she can kind of do a tutorial of flower arrangement and put it on Teachable. I'm like, yeah, go on and do it. Go check and see. So I checked a couple of days ago, and there's like 3 or 4 people who are doing flower arrangement classes on Teachable. They're charging like, I think it was like $40 a class. Another lady was charging a membership. You can also do memberships. So it was like somebody was paying like $8 a month to get flower tutorials, every week or every month, however the program was. I didn't go deep and look at it. There's a man doing magic tricks. You want to learn how to do a magic trick, or how to learn how to do a guitar, play a guitar. I mean, the things are endless on there. And that's just one platform. There's Udemy. That's another platform for online classes. There's another one. I forgot the name of it. Somebody just told me about. I think it's called Linda or something like that. Linda. But I love these online platforms, because if you're one of those people, like I think my niece wants to live that laptop life one day, where you just have that, everything's online and you're just kind of checking in and doing promotions and marketing and speaking engagements, but you don't have to worry about brick and mortar business. You got to go in and turn on the lights and hire somebody to do this. If you don't want to do all that, have some kind of online platform to do your business. Okay, we're educators. Teach what you know. Plain and simple. Teach what you know. So whether it's in person, doing tutoring classes, or online, same thing you do in front of a kid, you can do online. They have those VIP virtual tutoring companies. People are doing it all the time. You can create your own. You don't have to join theirs. Get all the money for yourself. Do your tutoring online, right? That's just a thought. So if there aren't any questions or comments, and if you need any, help with anything, I always have my Chat with Kat 30-minute free session if you want to hash out anything before you get started. And this is the last Facebook Live for the year 2018. So I'll see you all in 2019 for my next Facebook Live. I think I'm going to do something a little different. So I'm thinking about it. It's all in my head right now. I'm thinking about highlighting, a side hustler each month, so they can kind of showcase what they're doing, see who's brave enough to come on Facebook Live with me and co-host, so you can get that practice and, not feel too, scared if you're doing it by yourself. But if you're doing it'll be like a little, a screen type thing. And you can join in and talk about your business and the things you went through. So I definitely want to uplift and highlight the side hustlers who are doing the darn thing, So I think that will be my goal for 2019, along with, of course, continue to help and serve you guys with whatever new information that comes down the pike. I mean, literally every week something new is coming out, and I want to make sure I share it with you so everybody knows what's going on. So I look forward to seeing everybody in the new year. And like I said, if there's no other questions, concerns, let me make sure I'm not missing anybody. I'm missing a few comments. Is the link pinned at the top for the, so yeah. So if you go to Side Hustle College, teachable.com, that is the link for the class. And you just put in the, when you go to the class, it'll, the little checkout session, you'll just say, is there a discount code? And you put in the code secret. That's all you have to do. You type in the code secret and you'll get 15% off. Let's see. What's the last name? Nunez. Hello, do you need a license to tutor on your own? So a license is only for if you are like doing a daycare type stuff, So not quite sure if you need a license for tutoring. I've never heard of anybody needing a license for tutoring. But if it's like a daycare where you're like, actually keeping kids, then that might be something that you might have to have. but I've never done a tutoring business. There is someone in the Facebook group. Can't remember her name right now, but if you're not in the Facebook, my private Facebook group, you might want to join that because there's a lot of people with a wealth of information. Some people who have already started their side hustle, some people who've been doing it for a few years. So it's a group where you can just share your information, ask questions. I'm very accessible for anybody who needs any help. So think about joining my private Facebook group if you like, and you can ask. There's I swear there's probably about 4 or 5 ladies in there that have a tutoring business already. So like I said, you need to have at least 3 people in your circle, in your life, to keep you moving ahead. So you need someone who's already doing it, so you can ask them questions. You need someone who's, a like-minded entrepreneur thinker like you. You need someone who's 2 or 3 steps ahead of you, okay? You have to have those people in your life to keep you pushing along. Otherwise, you will throw in the towel. And see, let me see. Andrea said, no, I don't think so. You don't. Yeah, I've never heard of anybody needing a license for tutoring, no. You teach adults or young adults ESL. Oh, okay, ESL. Okay, cool. I used to teach ESL in the middle school. I loved ESL. That's like the fun group. You can do so much with them. They learn real quick. They're very fast learners. I love that. But yeah, I don't think you need any kind of permit or anything. ESL, it might be a class you might need to take just to certify that you are qualified to teach ESL. I mean, like in LA, there's you have to be credentialed to teach ESL in order to teach it. So I don't know where you are, Ms. Nunez, but that might be something you need to look into to just make sure you have the right credential to teach ESL. So that's the only thing I can think of that you might, want to have, okay? So I'm going to put the information I just said, the first 10 side hustlers. Feel free, any more questions, keep them coming because I'm just going to type this in. I'm not a fast typer. First 10 side hustlers will get, I know, I should have copied and pasted this. I'm so slow with that. I could have easily copied and pasted. Let me see where I put it. Well, it'd be faster for me to type. But yes, if you have any other questions, send it to me. Oh, you're in Long Island, New York. Okay, New York in the house. Ooh, what's the weather like out there right now? Because we're calling ourselves cold, but I know it's super cold. Tim's going to get, let me see, 1 hour of coaching. I should have my daughter do this. And an extra module. Okay. All right. So there we have it. Oh, 40s, cold. Woo-hoo-hoo. It was 44 this morning here in LA. So that's cold for us, okay? But by the time we just went to In-N-Out for lunch, by the time we went to In-N-Out, we were pulling off our jackets and stuff. It was hot. It was like 72. So it might be cold in the morning here, but it doesn't stay cold. It's just like 70 something now. Okay, so did I write that right? First 10 hustlers will get 1 hour coaching and typing too fast. I got 2 ands, an extra module. Okay. So let me fix the edit. I'm an English teacher, so I got to edit. There we go. And an extra. There it is. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Wallace, I forgot to say hi to you. I didn't see you till then. So if there aren't any other questions, feel free, and I will check back and see how everybody's doing at the beginning of the year. Once again, if you're not in the Facebook group, join the private Facebook group. We have a lot of, just a little interesting like polls and things. Like I'll put out a poll saying what would you like, for my next Facebook Live to be about, to get people's opinions and stuff. But I want to be able to give you information that you need, So if you don't need information on marketing, then there's no point in me going over it. But I like to get a consensus of what people need so that I can give you all the information that you need to get you to the next step. All right, so everyone enjoy the rest of your evening, and don't be, too wild out there for New Year's Eve. I'll probably be right here falling asleep myself, but take care, be safe, and I will see you in the new year.